Kind of kicks up some dust.
Reminds me of my homeboy job.
Elijah Dallas. OC.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, episode goddamn 16 after 20 minutes of
11 minutes
technical
and
difficulties.
30
with these
seconds.
mic stands, Jesus Christ.
These mic stands. The mic stands would work if you didn't break them. Every single time. You're sitting here moving them up and down.
We shouldn't have got some cheap ass.
It has nothing to do with the cheap because look, mine works fine. Mine works great. You know why? Because the whole time I'm not. If you look at the callback to episode 1, I'm not moving it like this all the time.
You could have swapped them shits out or something. I don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Because you want to know why that one's not coming off?
Why?
Because you broke that one previously, and I put super glue on it.
It's up for debate. I don't know.
It's not up to debate. So you've broken 2 mic stands now.
22 points, Alex. What do you think?
22 points. It doesn't matter.
We can't blow this lead.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. Brunson's going to get fouled out.
I don't know. I like doing this better. I might just keep doing this.
We'll see how
it's kind of
sounds.
like I can move around. I'm free. You know, I'm not like just fucking up here. I can't move.
Yeah, you just got to watch.
I like this.
Watch the cable.
You want to come say something?
No, Alex does not want to talk on the mic. Lordy, we got an action-packed episode for y'all today. I have topics. I don't think Demon.
I always got the hottest topics, man.
You about to fly out to London? Lordy.
Who?
Alex. But right now we got the Knicks game on. Knicks are currently down 1-3. They might win this game, so they'll probably be 2-3. So we are recording this on Thursday, May 29th. So I say
that Knicks back.
They're probably gonna lose next game. I think the Knicks are gonna lose next game. I do not.
Man.
I'm saying the predictions now. I do not think the Knicks are going to beat the Pacers game 6.
I mean, we could put some money on that or something, but we win in the Garden. Game 6 is going to be the game that we really have to win, you know, and then Game 7 back in the Garden.
But y'all have lost in the Garden before to the Pacers, so
that's fine. But I mean, I'd rather be at home than not. You have the crowd on your side.
I would rather lose for an away game than lose at a home game.
Nah, man, you got the home crowd on your side.
Y'all have lost with the home crowd on your side.
I know, but I'm just saying you want home court, you know.
I mean, of course you want it. You might not get it because y'all probably might put this one out. So we're in the third quarter right now as we're recording this. Like I said, Pacers are up 3-1. Knicks might pull this one out right now, but we'll see. I think they're losing game 6. I like to see me saying this stuff and then seeing the predictions like afterwards, like later on, like where my mindset was. And it's like if I'm like completely like super duper off and then like the Knicks end up pulling out the whole thing, they end up winning.
Yeah.
You know, that would be cool. I'd be like, oh shit, I was wrong as hell. Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
Episode 16, man.
Yeah, episode 16. Recently we can talk about what's going on right now. Trump, I was about to say your boy. Trump, Mr. 47 himself, he went out and fully pardoned Todd and Julie Chrisley, and he also pardoned NBA YoungBoy.
And Larry Hoover?
No.
Oh, commuted his sentence.
He commuted his sentence, so he ended up getting rid of his federal time. So because he was on, 6 life sentences? And he was at ADX Florence.
Uh-huh.
So that's that same prison where El Chapo is.
Oh, okay.
So he was Larry Hoover. He was the co-founder of the Gangster Disciples. So he ended up taking like 2 gangs and then creating the Gangster Disciples. Mm-hmm. So he was arrested in 1973 for the state conviction of a 19-year-old drug dealer named William Pookie Young. and he was sentenced to 150 to 200 years in prison. So, I'm gonna be honest with you, they just wanted his ass out of here, and the fact that they got him with something, they just gave him the whole book. 150 years to 200 years for a murder.
That's wild.
Like, bro, that's ridiculous. But again,
Not much other stuff he's probably responsible for. So I mean, people glorify.
Oh, they're trying to get him off
Like
on
you know,
anything.
it's so crazy. Like we glorify, these people. Whether it's like, this guy Larry Hoover.
I think I'm
or
Big Meech.
Al
Larry Hoover.
Al Capone, or any,
Yeah.
John Gotti.
Yes. El Chapo,
El Chapo,
Miguel
Pablo
Angel Felix,
Escobar.
Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo. You know who that is?
Yeah, the Mexican guy. But he, we glorify
The boss
all
of
these,
bosses.
we glorify all these people, and they kill tons of people and ruin tons of lives. But it's wild to think about, that we glorify these people. But hey, man, he's getting out. I guess that's all that matters.
He's not getting out.
Well, they're commuting his sentence though.
No, they're commuting the federal time.
So what does that mean? So what's his? How many years does he still have?
So now he has to finish off the
What
rest
does he have? 110 years now.
he has to finish the rest of his bid for the state conviction.
What was that?
150 years to 200 years in prison.
That he still has even after Trump did what he did?
No, well, after Trump
That's
did
what
what
I'm
he
talking
did,
about, yeah.
so Trump got rid of the federal time, right? So
Right.
he was originally convicted in 1973, and that's when he got for the murder, and that's when he got 150 years to 200 years in prison.
Right.
And then in 1997, he got federal convictions. He got for conspiracy, extortion, money laundering, and running a continuing criminal enterprise. And like I said, he got 6 life sentences for that. So Trump commuted the sentence for the federal convictions, but now he still has that state conviction that he got back in 1973 for the murder.
But how long? That's what I'm saying. How long is that?
I mean, 1973, what is 2025? So, I mean, shit, quick math, that's been 52 years. So, what, he's possibly looking at 98 years left on his bid? 98 years at the earliest?
Even after what Trump did?
Yes, because
Oh.
Trump got rid of the federal crimes, but he didn't get rid of the state crimes.
Yeah, man. I mean,
So,
what about NBA YoungBoy? Didn't he have like 5 more months or something like that? How many?
well,
He got out in July, anyways, right?
so NBA YoungBoy he got caught up on 2 charges: federal firearm possession and then prescription drugs found, prescription drug fraud in Utah. So he got 23 years month in federal prison, followed by 5 years of probation and a $200 fine. So that's what he got for that.
He's been in prison since last year, though, right?
No. He's been out. He's been on I think on like probation or some shit like that.
Oh, so he's just getting rid of the probation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See,
So,
all that's.
I mean,
just
he's
for
been out
optics,
though. He's literally been doing.
Hey man, but Trump has looked out though for like. Well, he got Lil Wayne off. He got pause. He got
yeah, pause.
he got
Kodak.
Kodak. Yeah.
But I mean,
I think a couple other
let's
people, but
let's be real. Trump he also got off the pause, the January 6th people though too. He's like pardoning them too. So it's like he's doing that because he's like, all right, cool.
yeah.
Let me get a black people something that they can be happy about. Let me just give him a little something. Sure, I'll do NBA YoungBoy even though he's already out, and NBA YoungBoy's about to go on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I mean, he wasn't too really caught up for real.
Right.
So, like I said, he's already out, but like I said, they're commuting. He got a full pardon, so he's out. And then Todd and Julie Chrisley, so they got a full pardon too, but they still have restitution that they got to pay back.
Who are these people?
You don't know Todd and Julie Chrisley?
Nah.
Bro, there was like this show. It was like a big show. It was
Are they
like,
murderers or something?
no. They're like reality TV people.
Okay.
Yeah, like they had like a show.
So what did they do? What did they get convicted of?
Oh, so they got convicted of bank fraud, wire fraud, tax evasion, and they got conspiracy to defraud the United States.
Yeah.
So that's what they got for there. Todd Chrisley got sentenced to 12 years in prison. Julie Chrisley got sentenced to 7 years in prison, right? So they were able to obtain from banks more than $30 million in fraudulent loans.
You know what's so crazy? Like, people do that and they don't think they're going to get caught. Or maybe they do, but they just want to enjoy the lifestyle that they can get with that money.
They were
until
on
they get
TV
caught.
too.
That's
the
what I'm
craziest
saying.
part.
It's like if you defraud $30 million, like at some point somebody's gonna come looking for that $30 million. Like that's gonna, you're gonna get caught up somehow.
I mean, so that's the thing though, right? So his daughter, she's been like real like pro-Trump, Savannah Chrisley.
Right.
So she's been real like pro-Trump and everything. So she's been outspoken and all that stuff about him.
Right.
So that could have been something that, helped the process, as far as getting them out. So now they're out. They still got restitution though that they got to pay back.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the mom, she isn't like $4 million that she has to pay back. And I think he's at like $13 million.
Damn.
That he has to pay back. So that's still hella money.
Hell yeah.
But even then, though, if you really think about it, right, they're getting out. I think they're probably going to drop a doc or whatever, right? And they could probably bring back their show.
Yeah,
People
but they're
are gonna
not
watch
getting
it.
20, 30 million off that. Just to break
Probably.
even. Nah.
It was a big show.
When? It can't be that big. I didn't hear about it. And I'm pretty
What
much
the fuck does that mean?
Yeah,
'Cause you
I'm
didn't
pretty
hear
much.
about
I'm
it.
pretty much on top of a lot of things. If I didn't
No,
hear about them,
it's not one of those shows that you watch though. It's not like The Sopranos. Like,
but still, like I
No.
still like know about different topics and what's going on in the world. I'd never heard about that
yeah, but again, like I said, that wasn't your like
demographic.
Speed. Yeah,
I wasn't the demographic.
You're not the demographic at all.
I like fraud.
That's not what they were doing. They were
You said they were doing wire frauds.
But I'm saying that's not what they were doing on the show. It's a reality TV show.
Oh.
It's called Chrisley's and
So
Chrisley
what were they
Knows
doing
Best.
on the show?
Look, you mean to tell me this is your kind of people that you're watching on TV?
Yo, you know what I was watching the other night?
I was watching this
You know
with
what
my
I,
dad.
You know what I started watching the other night? The the Mormon show, that new Mormon moms or Mormon the wives of Mormonism or something like that.
What the hell is that?
Hold up, Mormon wives. Hulu. It's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
Yeah.
So like when you like
But I wasn't watching it for myself. I was,
what research
just-
purposes?
Huh?
Research purposes, or do you want to like adapt that kind of like?
No, it was
Religion?
like I was with somebody. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. But the Mormons, man, they get down kind of crazy.
What do you mean by that though? Like what is that?
What do you mean?
What are you like referring to? Like what's that entailing? As far as
Mormons?
saying, like you were saying, like they get down. Like what do you mean?
I
by
mean,
that?
like they were just wilding out.
What the fuck does that mean? Like, what do you mean they're getting down? Like, they out here like fucking, sucking, like they
No,
getting.
they can't do that. Like
The
they just live a
wives?
wild. Nah, it was like I wasn't even paying attention to the show, but they were talking about like Mormonism.
Pause, but you got to hold the mic.
What?
You keep.
You can't hear it.
No, not that. I'm saying like you're holding it to the side. They can't really hear you.
Oh, I know. I'm making sure I'm talking into it. Look, you can all around. Look,
Yo, this.
you can talk into
Do
it.
not look at me in the eyes while you do that.
No, but I was trying to show you that it doesn't matter where I hold it. You can hear my voice. But anyways,
I'll point it out next
pass on the Mormon topic. I forgot what they do, but just a different way of living.
Okay. Lordy. So I'll go back to what the people are talking about. NBA YoungBoy, he ended up releasing a statement as far as from being released, right?
Right.
So his statement that he said was, I want to thank President Trump for granting me a pardon and giving me the opportunity to keep building as a man, as a father, and as an artist. This means a lot. It opens up the doors to a future I've worked hard for, and I'm fully prepared to step into this. Big thanks to the pardon czar, Miss Alice Marie Johnson, for fighting for the second chances for so many people, and to my lawyer, Brittany K. Barnett, for being in my corner and all of your hard work to make this possible. And thank you to everyone else who believed in me. I'm grateful. I'm focused. I'm ready. Kentrell. So there are so many people that are like beyond excited about, his tour. Like I've seen so many people sitting there saying like, "Yo, I'm about to like sell like it's trending on TikTok." There's like people saying, "Yo, I sold my liver." Like I'm selling a kidney. You know, oh, I just sold my card so I can buy this ticket
Right.
to go to this NBA YoungBoy concert.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't heard one NBA YoungBoy song. I can't name one NBA YoungBoy song. I hear the name all the time.
I don't.
It's like between him and NLE Chopper, right? Like those.
Nah, those are completely two different people.
No, but I know. But in my mind,
Okay.
like they're like 1 and 2 in my mind. Like I just always hear their name. People always talk about them music wise, but I've never heard any of their music. And maybe I'm probably just out the loop. You know what I mean?
I feel like you've potentially heard an NLE song.
I probably
have
have
about NBA, but you probably. I mean, I listen to NBA YoungBoy again, not as like religiously as other people.
Right.
Like probably like sometimes while I'm in the gym, you know, if I'm not listening to like hard rock or something like that, I'll probably listen to like some like drilling, like yo, I'm about to go like shoot somebody or whatever. So I like the music, but it's not the demographic that you know, you and me, you know, potentially like always listen to.
Right.
Like Gene probably, if he's not on his like old like countryman like 2000 shit that he be listening to.
Countryman 2000 shit. What does that mean?
Gene is an old soul. Like at heart, like
old countryman 2000
he
shit.
listens to old man songs, like old country songs.
Old country songs, like what?
Like people from the country that would listen, like the South people that listen to that. Like you never like been on his like listen to any of the music he plays on his story.
He'll play country music.
People that oh my god, he does. First of all, he does listen to country music.
You mean Gene down south rap music?
No. Yes, there's that. But Gene also is a country boy. Gene is a country boy. He be playing like he be going fishing. He be going to the what's it called? There's like a big ass bonfire. And it's like they be playing country music and all that stuff. Yeah. He's gone to there, and I've definitely like he's played some old shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I know my friends. Don't try to make it seem like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But you know, multifaceted. Yes, variety of people.
I haven't heard him play Keith Urban.
It's like black country music. I mean, all country music's black music, but regardless of the fact, it's still like he listens to a variety of music.
Right.
So, but yes, he would definitely like listen to NBA YoungBoy. Other like people listen to NBA YoungBoy. I listen to NBA. It's for a variety of people. So, and his tickets are selling out. Like there are a hell of people trying to go to his show. So it's a good thing, you know. I am glad that you know he's getting his part in. I feel like he said, people do deserve second chances and all that stuff. Like I don't even want to talk about Rod Wave with his 14 charges that he got for shooting up that girl's car, her G-Wagon.
Yeah,
that was nuts.
Oh, speaking of that, did you see? This is probably old news, but it's still funny to me that Diddy broke into Kid Cudi's house and opened his Christmas presents.
I did. I heard that.
That is hilarious. That's probably the funniest thing out of this whole situation that I've heard so far.
I'd be like, besides like the fact that like being like scared.
You come home all your Christmas,
and they locked
Christmas
his dog. Open. They locked his dog in the bathroom. And they were saying like Cassie like gave Diddy the security code and all that shit to where he could go in there undetected and all that stuff. First of all, beyond feeling like violated in like such a like ridiculous sense, like I would just feel like, I don't know. First of all, bitch, you gotta go. You gave this nigga the code to like come into my house.
Well, maybe I don't think he did it personally. It was probably somebody he
knew, but still, he had a security system. The security system was unlocked. She told him the code to get that unlocked. First of all, bitch, you're gone. That's number one.
Man, it's so crazy, like the power that Diddy has, right? To like be able to get all this shit off and orchestrate it all, and like it's so crazy, man. Like he's just a master, like manipulator and like evil person, like an evil villain. Somebody called him I think it was Kid Cudi. He called him a Marvel villain.
Bro, didn't he blow up Kid Cudi's car?
Yeah,
Like, this is...
it's crazy, man.
What was it? He threw a Molotov
Yeah.
into his car?
Uh-huh.
Bro, like,
That's wild.
this is ridiculous. Like, I'm trying to tell you, I am a heterosexual male.
Right.
I love women.
Okay.
There is not a single woman on earth that I'm taking a Molotov to my car for.
Why not?
Or someone comes into my house to like open up my Christmas present, lock my dog in the bathroom, and it's more like psychologically deeper than that, to where it's like, yo, like, hey, whenever I want to, I can come into your house.
But see, you know why you say that? There's not a woman that there probably is.
There's not.
Hold on, but let me finish. There's probably a woman that you would feel the need to protect and defend, right? But you're not on that scale. Hold on. You're not on that scale like a Diddy is. What I mean by that is you don't have the ability to pull strings. You know what I mean? You don't have the money to go send somebody and do something.
I'm saying if I'm Kid Cudi in that situation,
What do you mean?
if I'm Kid Cudi, my house got Molotov. My car got Molotov.
Oh,
my
I see
house
what
got
you're saying.
broken
I
into.
thought you were saying that
No,
there's
no,
no
no.
woman that you would act like Diddy has in terms of blowing up somebody's car.
No.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
not
okay,
saying,
okay, okay.
I'm saying,
Oh, you're saying
if I'm
that-
Kid Cudi,
Yeah.
there's no woman on earth that I'm willing to
Yeah.
take that much shit for.
Yeah.
Fuck no. And then on top of that, you're the one who told him the code so he could break into my house?
Hey, you know what that means though? Shit's fire.
Nah.
That's
I'm-
what that
I'm-
means. That shit's
I
fire, bro.
If Lotto herself was
If people willing
in
to
my-
risk their lives over that shit,
bro,
that shit's fire,
if
bro.
Lotto herself, Zendaya, like any other girl you can think of, hey, Twitch streamer center, like any of them were to sit here and try to like, I got it, and then I go through all that as far as dealing with them,
I'll take
out of here.
a bullet for Ruby Rose. Shitting me? Shit.
Nah. But again,
I'll take a bullet for Ruby
cool.
Rose.
So you got to think about that, right? So sure, yeah, there's a physical aspect, but the mental anguish that you're going through, to where the fact that now you feel vulnerable and you feel what's the other word I'm
Like
thinking
a
of?
bitch?
No, not a bitch, but I'm saying you feel like vulnerable and exposed, to where like you tried to sit here, like you were literally at home, you left your house, and like now it's like people were in your home.
That's why you got to strap up, man.
What is a strap gonna do when you're sleeping?
What you mean? What? Kid Cudi's got crazy money.
Okay,
He could hire people. He could hire guns.
sure.
Okay.
What?
You got to hire guns.
Okay, sure. We're talking about that, but I'm saying like in that immediate like feeling of like mental, like that night when you go home
Right.
and you see all that shit,
See what?
like people like
And
like
yeah.
your Christmas present open, your dog locked in the
Yeah.
room, your car.
You know what that's? You know what that's? You just gotta tighten your security. You got,
bro?
you
but
gotta tighten.
he had
some
the
shit
security
up.
system. She told him the code.
Then, hey, like I said, like you said, you gotta get rid of her. If she's letting people in your house and shit, you're right.
I can't imagine like that's beyond me.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the same thing. Like, you know, if you bring a girl over and you
Mhm.
fall asleep, and you know they backdoor you. You know what I mean? They, you know, she, you know, shares a location. Says, "Look, yo, he's got X, Y, and Z up in here." You know what I mean?
Yo, I'm
Send
not
a
gonna
little-
lie to you.
Send a little text off while you sleep. Look, you just got done, you know, smashing and shit. You just
Mhm.
sleep, cuddled up with your pillow.
Mm-hmm.
She over there, look, huddled up with her phone, sending that text out. Y'all, drop the pin, come through. Two,
I
three
couldn't imagine
guys
that.
come in. She sneaks and unlocks the door. She pretends to be scared and shit when they, you know, run in and shit. Strip you down. Take everything that you got, all your valuables, watches, shit like that. It's a nasty world out here, man.
I can't. I'm so glad that like that's never happened to me before, and I can't even imagine a world of that happening.
Yeah.
But like again, besides me, like you know, being like in a relationship and everything, like even if I was like out here like with hoes and all that
You
stuff,
gotta make
wouldn't
sure
even
who you
think
you
about
know
that.
you gotta make sure you know who you fucking with.
So at what point though do you let someone spend the night like at your crib? Because, you know, like
It's-
you were saying, there's a lot of things that go into that.
If I don't know them like that, it's a little bit. You know what I mean?
Question.
What?
Are you going to give a real answer or are you going to give a podcast answer?
Depends on when I hear the question.
That's the question I just asked.
Oh. About what?
Because it sounds like you just potting right now.
If I don't know the individual, or like there's no mutual friends, like if there's if the person that I'm kicking it with knows people that I know, then I'd be a little bit more lax because it's like, okay, like people I know like cosign.
There was one girl that, you know, there was conversations that were had about her, and we told you, hey, that one got sticky fingers.
Matter of fact, I can't find my
Didn't you say your charger was your charger's gone?
my Apple charger.
Yeah, the fact that you've been saying that for like the past like some time now.
Yeah, but she never like stayed over and shit. Like she came over with friends. She would never, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, we getting real specific here. Let's not. I don't want to get too specific.
anybody watching this anyway.
I mean, yeah, we're just not gonna clip this part up.
Yeah.
We're not gonna clip this part up. But still though. But how well? Now this is a good question.
Mm-hmm.
How well do you have to know someone in order for that barrier to be crossed, right? Because here's the thing. Let's just say, for example, right? You know, you never really know anybody, right?
Right.
Because there have been times where, like, you know, I was you know, talking to my ex, right?
Right.
And when we were together, I think her and I were together for like on and off, probably like I've known her for like 2-3 years at this point, right?
Right.
Out of nowhere, she can speak German.
Mm-hmm.
Like
You didn't know that?
I had no clue, but she fluently speaks German. So I'm sitting there one day, right? And we were just, like I said, just sitting there, just kicking it or whatever. And then she was like, oh, I got to do my little, what's it called? To where like I can stay up on my German.
Right.
And then
Rosetta Stone?
Huh?
Rosetta Stone?
No, it's like one of those apps.
Duolingo?
Duolingo.
Yep.
She's like, I do my Duolingo so I can stay up on my German.
Uh-huh.
And I sat there, I was like, motherfucker, you don't know German.
Uh-huh.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then she goes, I said, yo. I said, bro, how long have you been able to speak German? She was like, since I've been 5.
Uh-huh.
I was like, bro, I've known you all this time. You never told me you spoke German. Like, bro, I felt like I was like, yo, what?
Yeah, like a whole new person. Huh?
Bro, it's so many things that, like I said, so you never really know someone.
Yeah. That's why I said, like, if it's somebody like, you know, like I said, like mutuals, like you know somebody through a group of people, then that's a little bit more like, you know, leniency. You know what I mean? Because like, say it's somebody you know. Like I trust that you have a pretty good, you know, what I don't even know what I'm
like
trying
understanding,
to say.
like a bias,
like you know this person, like you know they're not on bullshit, right? So like, or like you wouldn't be cool with them if you knew they were on some bullshit. So because I trust you,
be cool with people like that.
Yeah, but
I'm just not gonna have them in my house.
But you would tell me like, yo, like X, Y, like yo, she, you know, whatever. You know what I mean?
Like you're saying like you told me, hey, I'm about to talk to this girl.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, and I just don't
she's
say
cool
anything.
people. You know, no,
Yeah,
she's
she cool.
Then like at that point, you know what I mean? It would be more like, but if it's just somebody I met,
But hold on, no,
or whatever, then it's probably like, all right, like I gotta like kind of like feel you out. I gotta get to know you, like before I invite
even if someone else though because you got to think about that, right?
But at the same time, I'd rather have them at my place than go over to their house because at least you know I'm in my own humble abode. You know what I mean? I could protect my spot. You know what I mean? Like I you know, I can protect my environment. You know what I mean? I'm in control of my environment.
Sure.
You know.
But here's the thing though: the moment she leaves though, and she sit there, and now she know where you live. Now she come back to your spot.
Oh.
What?
So now you want to hold this stance?
But what's
But
saying?
last episode, when we were talking about the intruders, if you're shooting somebody and they're running out, you wouldn't shoot them because they're no longer a threat. You're saying that once they leave your house, they're no longer a threat.
Listen.
That's what you said.
No.
That's what you said.
You're not listening to
No.
Because literally, when we were over at Ashley's house the other day, you were sitting there when I was talking to her dad and her brother. The conversation that was had. What you and, again, me and you could have been talking about two different things. I'm saying legally, you're talking about emotionally and how you were feeling.
We can run the tape back.
It doesn't matter. I said legally speaking, that person is no longer a threat, even if they're in your house.
Because then I said the same point that you said.
What?
That when he leaves out the house, and you said when she leaves out the house, she now knows where you live.
Okay.
Right, and that in itself is a threat.
Okay.
That was my point when I was talking about if dude was running out and you didn't shoot him, he now knows where you live. He knows what you look like.
Doesn't
he
matter.
knows what your kids look like.
Again, that
he knows
doesn't
what
matter.
your wife looks like.
Again, that doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't.
How does that not matter?
How many times do I have to tell you? I can only say it in so many words, Demas. If someone's in your house at this point right now,
okay,
and they're robbing you, and their back is turned towards you, you cannot shoot and kill them.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about an intruder that came in your house.
Yes.
Right. He came into your house.
Yes.
He left.
Yes.
You had a girl come over.
Yes.
She now leaves.
Yes.
Right? They both know where you live at.
Okay.
So if they have any sort of nefarious ideas after the fact, they can act on that.
Okay.
What my point is,
I agree with you.
the guy that broke in your house,
Okay.
obviously he has some bullshit about him.
Okay.
He just broke into your house.
Okay.
So now that he's gone,
Okay.
now you got to worry about he knows where you live at. He knows what you look like. He knows
Okay.
what your kids, your wife looks like.
Okay.
Same with this girl, right?
Cool.
She knows what you look like. She knows where you live. You don't know this person, right? You don't know this person. You don't know who she knows. You don't know, what circle she runs in, how she gets down. Does she backdoor people? Does she line people up? You don't know this. You know what I mean? So there could be a week later, right? She can come into the spot and be like, oh, he had a nice watch. I saw that he had X, Y, and Z. He had this, he had that. You know what I mean? And then slow game, a week and a half later. You know what I mean? You're taking the trash out. It's 8:30, 8:45 at night. It's dark. Nobody's around. 2 cars pull up. Boom. You know what I mean? Got you. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Or
What
hey, I'm coming through.
No, you done
Hold on,
talked
hold on.
for.
Hey,
no,
I'm
no,
coming
no, no,
through.
no. You done
I'm coming
talked
through.
for 3
You open
minutes.
the door.
You done talked for
Do you
3
open the
minutes.
door for her?
Now you
3
still
people rush
aren't
in,
realizing
beat your
the
ass,
words that's
and-
coming out of my mouth.
What?
You've been talking for 3 minutes, and you're still missing the exact fucking point of what I've been saying this entire time.
Okay.
I understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. And sure, do I agree with you? Yes. Can that still be a possibility? Yes. But what I am saying is to you, if you had that firearm, you cannot take it out and in that person's life,
Right.
because
Hold
when
on,
they're leaving,
we're not talking
No.
about that though.
But that's what I'm saying.
Well, I understand with that point.
That's what the conversation was.
Right, hold on. I know
you
that.
You don't listen.
No. You're conflating the two.
You're conflating.
You're bringing
the two.
in the gun situation. I wasn't even talking
We
about
were
the gun
talking
situation.
about guns at that point.
No.
We were talking about guns. I told you, I agree with you with the fact that yes,
Right.
as she leaves, yes, she can still be a threat.
Right.
I understand that. And I
But
agree with you at
that's the
point.
principle that I
But
was
we were
talking about when the guy.
guns.
No, when the
But
guy
we were
runs
talking
out
about guns because you said you would shoot him as he's leaving.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm
because-
saying.
hold
You
up.
can't use a gun.
No,
because you use a gun.
Chanel.
He's no longer
Chanel.
a threat, and you can go to jail.
Chanel, if you're talking about gun laws, cool. I understand what you're saying.
That's
with
what I'm
that.
saying.
Right,
Gun
right.
laws. That's all I've been
My-
saying.
Hold on. But my point was,
You're still wrong.
right, Chanel. My point was, after he leaves, if you don't shoot him and he leaves, he's still a threat. That was my point. I understand what you're saying about, shooting somebody in the back.
And I said you go to jail.
But nobody's talking about gun laws right now.
That is
I'm just talking
exactly
about
what the conversation
No, it's
was
not.
previously.
No, I'm talking right. But you're talking about
You literally said, "Hold on."
Chanel.
Last episode, let's rewind the tape.
We're
we were
arguing
talking
two
about
different
guns.
points.
But
But
what
the point that
saying
I'm
is,
bringing-
you said we were talking about. You said the last conversation we had about that.
Yes.
We were talking about guns. And that's what I
Chanel,
said.
I
but
understand
hold on,
that.
we're like agreeing to the same point.
No,
that's
because-
what I
no.
don't think you don't realize.
I know you don't realize that. I understand what you're saying about
This
the gun
nigga is
law.
dense as fuck.
Hold on, Chanel. I understand
I said
what
you're
you're
gonna
saying.
have to sit down and go to jail.
Bro,
That's
no.
what I said, and you were like, "No, you shouldn't have to sit down."
I'm just
because that
bringing-
person can do X, Y, and Z.
Right, but I was just bringing in my point about the guy is still a threat.
Okay.
And I was just tying that in with this conversation, right? Because you said in that conversation with the guy, you said he's no longer a threat.
Legally.
No, you said when he's
No.
outside of your house.
Legally.
No. When
Yes.
last episode I said
I'm speaking
when he
legally.
leave. I'm not talking about legally.
But that's what I was talking about.
But I'm talking about
Damn.
no.
This nigga,
When
I
you leave out
swear.
the house, when he
Okay.
leaves out the house, he is still a threat. And you argued against that.
Legally speaking, no, he is not.
Okay.
That's what I was arguing.
You said he's not a threat.
legally, no.
So you're saying he is still a threat, not in legal terms. He's still a threat.
Yes.
I don't remember you saying that, but okay.
I
Just for the
didn't
sake
say
of the
that. I
podcast.
didn't say
Okay,
that
we
last
don't
time.
gotta beat a dead horse.
I agree with
But,
you. I
okay.
did not say that last time because
All right.
last time me and you were arguing legal points, and now I was
Right.
saying you would have to sit down for that.
Okay.
And you were like, no, I don't feel like you should have to sit down for that because
Right.
that person's still a threat when they leave and all that stuff.
Right.
And again, I was arguing the legal aspect of it. But personally, how do I feel? Yes, I'd feel violated. And yes, I would want to make sure, hey, this person's came in my house. They see my valuables. They know what the fuck's in my refrigerator. Of course, I'd want
Right.
to take them out.
Right.
But legally speaking, I cannot do that because in the eyes of the law, they are no longer a threat.
Right.
That was that. That was it. And that's all I was trying to say.
Let me
And see, because do you have a point? Because I got something.
No,
if you
no,
don't.
go ahead.
Okay.
I gotta pull something out real
and
quick.
here's one of the things, right, about you. You're such a tightwad and such a tight ass. I'm so excited to hear your opinion about pennies going away, right? Because here's the thing. With pennies going away, do you know what that means?
What does that
Now
mean?
they're going to round up to the nearest, like, 5th cents. So if something
Well, do you know
costs
how much it costs to create a penny?
Yes, $3.76.
To make a penny?
No, not $3. 3.76.
Yeah, 3 cents.
cents.
Yep.
Yes, so I'm wrong. 3.69 cents. So it costs damn near 4 times the amount to make a penny. And I get that. Yes, it would save the U.S. Treasury $85 million in order to do that. And each person, what was it? Each person in America.
Well, who the
there's
hell
about
uses
700.
pennies?
That's
Who
what I'm
cares
saying.
about pennies?
But no. But this is what I'm telling you though. I was saying though, with you being such a tight ass, right?
Right.
With, say for example, right? You go to the counter, right? And your total is $25.61, right?
Right.
Whenever you take out your card to pay, whenever you take out your cash or whatever, $21.61,
Right.
you're not gonna have to pay $21.65. They're gonna round it up to the nearest 5 cents. And you're gonna have to continuously keep doing that.
Are you sure that's what's gonna
Yes.
happen?
Yeah, it came out. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna round it up to the nearest 5th cent. And
Is it,
even
but
though-
isn't that such bullshit, right?
See, here it goes.
No,
That's
no,
what
no,
I
no,
was
no,
saying.
no.
You're about to be a
Because-
tight ass
no, no,
over
no.
that. I knew you were gonna be pissed.
Because this is
You of all people
this
are gonna
is
be pissed.
because you know
I'm excited. I love being right.
it's crazy how they create new ways
Mhm.
to fuck people.
Yeah.
So you're basically paying 4 cents more than you would have.
I mean, like,
multiplied
dependent.
times.
It depends if it's like 44 and then you go 45.
right.
Yeah.
But still, you're still paying more.
Yes.
Right. It's so crazy, man. How about we round down? You know what I mean?
Nah.
How about we do that?
Why we do that?
If my groceries are
Now-
$30.58,
But now
let's
you're
do, let's do $30.
But
Let's
now
round
you're
down.
going to my pockets. So now you're going into my earnings. And now if you go into my earnings, then I can't pay my people. I can't pay the people within my company. You know why? Because I'm not going to take a loss on my profit revenue. Why the fuck would I do that? I'm going to have to start firing people. People are going to have to start losing their jobs because I'm not going to lose my profit margin.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man.
So-
I could go. You know, I can go all day.
I know,
on,
which
on
is
this shit.
that's one of the reasons why I brought this up. And they say the nickel's coming next, right? Because the cost of making a nickel is 13.78 cents. What?
It's you know.
So they say the nickel's probably next. So think about it, right? So say, for example, let's say, because they say it's going to take a while for the pennies to get out of circulation. Probably going to take a couple years, decades for it to get out of circulation, right?
Right.
So let's say if they do nickels next, right? And let's say they keep that same mentality. Say, for example, your total is $10.71. And they're going to round up to the nearest tenth. So it's going to be $10.80. So now you're going to have to pay an additional 9 cents, right? And again, you and me, we're sitting here arguing over cents, but cents do add up.
Multiplied by millions of transactions a day.
You know how much more money these companies are going to get, right? And you got to think about it. If I was a company, I'm strategizing all of like my transactions to where it like lines up to like that 1 cent, or I might even raise the prices a little bit so it's still at that wherever they're at, it's going to go to that 61,
But
and they're going to have to pay me 65, and I
see,
get 4 more cents across millions of transactions.
The issue I have, man, is at what point are people going to organize and be like, well, enough with all the bullshit, enough with all the games, right? Enough with all the schemes. How about let's come together and come up with something that helps people save money.
Why would I do that?
That puts more money in the regular person's pocket.
Why would I do that?
You're right.
Why?
You're right.
If I can keep fucking you guys,
Yeah. No, you're right.
I'm gonna keep fucking you.
You're
'Cause
right.
Here's the thing: if I continue to keep holding you down, and you see, there's so many people. The reason why people can't organize is because people can't afford in order to organize, right?
Keep what? Oh, keep fucking them. No, but
Yeah, they're gonna keep fucking them, right? So even like if you go back to the Boston Tea Party, right? They were sitting there doing all this shit over a tax on tea. Imagine, but now in civilization, we're so brought into like everything to where we have to have money, we got to have a job in order to live. You know, like majority of people nowadays
they won't go on strike
because they can't afford to.
Strike. But see, that's
they can't
the thing.
afford
like,
to. They can't have enough savings in order to afford to go on strike.
Let me tell you something. I would join a strike.
Okay, let's say for example, a strike lasts for 3 months.
Yeah.
You and I both have more money than the average American, so we could do it, but not every American can do it. So there's plenty of people who are living check to check. And on top of that, you and me are both like marital status single, right? Neither of us have children.
Right.
Man, can you imagine you trying to sit, your kid is at home crying, they hungry, and you out here at work holding up a fucking picket sign.
Hey.
I won 25 cents more. Fuck no. Your ass
see,
is
hold
gonna
up.
get your
But
ass
see
back
that.
and
But
clock
see that's
in and pay for that
But
shit.
see, that's the issue. People not willing to die for this shit. You know what I mean?
People don't want their people can't afford that because they're not going to have their kids suffering. At the end of the day, when you are an adult and you are a parent, you got to sit there. You got to do what's necessary in order to provide for your family and your children.
I hear that, but at the same time, you know, people got to organize. You know what I mean? People
How are
got
you
to
going to organize if you can't afford to organize?
Hey, listen, I agree with you. I agree. That's why nothing's ever going to change.
Absolutely.
That's why there's never going to be any real change because
So I'm going to keep fucking them.
people, you know, people just can't organize. You know what I mean? They're too scared or they don't have the resources.
And they're not using lube no more. They're taking out the lube because Diddy bought it all. So there's no more lube.
Bro,
they fucking y'all raw.
Yeah. I mean, it's
like
getting,
it's bad.
It's getting nasty out here. You know, speaking of currencies and stuff.
What's up?
Did you see that that guy that they fucking it's not funny, but it's so crazy.
What?
They tortured that guy.
What guy?
For his crypto wallet.
No.
So I think it's in New York. There was 3 guys that were arrested for tying this dude up in his house. And sorry, I'm gonna read right here. 3 people have been arrested in a cryptocurrency-related torture scheme that sounds like a horror novel. A man tied up inside a luxury townhouse, tormented with electric shocks, carried up 5 stories, and dangled over a ledge. He said his captors had threatened him with death unless he agreed to hand over the password to his Bitcoin wallet. And they slowly kind of found these 3 guys that fucking tortured this guy. But imagine yo man, Bitcoin. If somebody got it, bought like fucking 10,000 Bitcoin back in the day, like in 2012,
and now is $20 on it,
and now is worth $300 million, whatever, and 3 guys just break into your house and fucking torture you for the password of your wallet. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah,
it's so crazy, man. It's such a wild story that I was reading. I was kind of following over the past few days.
It's a sick thing, and that kind of goes back to, greed, necessity, to where it's like at the end of the day, people have to do what they have to do in order for the family. And I'm not saying these 3 individuals at all deserve any type of sympathy.
Right.
When you torture someone and that is some sick sadistic shit.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm going to provide an
Would
example.
you torture somebody for $300 million? Oh, now look.
I don't know if I can do.
It was twisted sadistic,
No,
and
no,
then
no,
once money
no,
comes
no,
involved,
listen.
it's like,
Listen, hold on.
you know, I don't know. Maybe
no.
I
What
probably would.
What I'm saying is, I don't think I can place a monetary value on it. I was gonna say,
Okay.
hold on. I have a topic later
Okay.
that you and I will both agree with.
All
That
right.
I'm pretty sure that's where we would agree to torturing someone, but we'll get to that later. But I don't think I could get on that scheme of doing that. Like morally, I don't think I could get that off.
You don't think so?
Nah.
$300 million? You
Nah.
wouldn't waterboard somebody for $300 million? I waterboard the
depends.
hell out of somebody for $300 million.
It depends.
You kidding me? I shot
Like,
the hell out of somebody for
someone who
$300
did
million.
Someone who did nothing wrong.
Shit.
I don't think I could do that. Now, if we're sitting here saying like, if the CIA is coming to me and they're like, "Yo, we're gonna let you sit there and torture Osama bin Laden, and we'll pay you $300 million to do it,"
Right.
Shit, I'm trying to tell you, man, it's up. I'm gonna teach the CIA some
Hey,
new shit.
Speaking of Osama, the Taliban's looking kind of shaky right now. Game 6, baby. We're going to game 6.
Oh shit, yeah, Knicks win.
Yeah.
Knicks win.
The
It's
Taliban.
3-2.
The Taliban.
Was he playing?
Yeah, he was playing.
He had a back brace on
Hey,
at halftime.
well, shit, good. Get him out of here.
Yeah, now he's
Game
about
6, baby.
He's about to go home and fucking get them damn cortisone shots in the back, some acupuncture.
Taliban.
And you're saying that,
Taliban ain't shit.
okay. Game 6 is what? Today's Thursday, so what, Saturday?
Yeah, when's game 6?
I'm asking, is it Saturday?
I think it is Saturday.
So they're gonna, we'll see if they make it to past game 6. I already said that. I feel like they were gonna win game 5. But game 6, I don't know. It's a different story. So, but yeah, no. Osama bin Laden, of course I would definitely get that off. Like, I mean, like 96 hours straight of like hard rock music,
Whoa.
like metal music.
Whoa.
What?
Nah, go ahead.
Hard rock metal music,
Right. Yeah.
playing that consistently while he's trying to sleep,
Right.
and just having that blasting in the room, bright lights on, no windows, nothing like that.
Uh-huh.
Just playing that shit, going to there, and then it's gonna get real deeper and darker than that. But I'm not gonna say that because, I don't want people to realize how sadistic I can get.
I'm trying to find this clip, man. This is the real story of the week, but keep going.
No, I mean, my next thing that I have is general questions with Demas.
All right, go ahead. Give me one, and then I'm trying to find this video. I could just want to screen record.
Well, I don't want you to ruin my segment. It's gonna be my segment. It's gonna be my segment. It's gonna be my segment. General questions for Demas.
All right, just give me one.
I have how many questions do I have? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 questions. I don't want it to be interrupted. Can you find your clip?
Nah, not right now.
Jeez Louise.
Trying to find it. I'm sorry. I should have
You should have been
freaking
prepared.
had it pulled up.
Guys, we're so sorry that Demas is not professional. Fuck. This is ridiculous, Demas. Now what are we gonna do? The
Okay.
are sitting
I know
here
what I can
watching
do.
us.
I know what I can do.
The people are dying to know.
How do I airdrop? Or not
How do you-
airdrop, but how do I
How do you what? The people are dying for this information. What are they gonna do?
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, hold on. Close your eyes real quick.
Close my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I better not see nothing wild.
All right. Open them.
Open them.
All right.
Is it a present?
You know.
Kitty head.
I have no idea. I'm not in that world, but
It's called.
they says like 2C songs, like
Yeah,
pink
2C.
cocaine, something like that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Is that what he just took out?
yeah, and all the girls are on him and shit like that. But I guess he's on the boat with Cardi B. You know what?
You said Cardi B's on the boat?
Yeah, I think she's on the boat with him. Like they were partying and shit together. You know, I'll say this.
I don't think he's doing nothing crazy.
That's what. Thank you.
And number two.
Thank you.
Number two, whoever had their phone out and recorded that,
Yeah.
that's wrong. Because here's the
Yeah.
thing, right? If we get to that point, all phones are like, bro.
All phones.
If you're getting on the boat, you got to put your phone in a bucket or something like that. Especially if we're like, it depends on what we're doing, bro. No phones.
Yeah, no phones.
NDAs are being signed. No phones are going to be around. Like that's just because like things like that can get misconstrued. And like I seen people that were arguing back and forth, like why did she leave her last relationship just to go into this next relationship?
You know, people that are mad at Stephon Diggs, man, he is on a boat in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
With bad females, having a good time, music blasting.
I could see
on some sort of expensive boat. All these broke ass people, including us, because we don't got money like that, but that are hating.
I'm not hating.
That are hating.
Yeah. Don't
Man,
call
they
me broke.
wish
Right?
they could be on some shit like that, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not mad at it. I don't know why everybody's up in arms. You know what I mean? Like, even with the drugs or whatever they were doing.
The drugs.
Who cares?
Nah, that's a problem.
I went. That's not my lifestyle. I don't do that type.
Yeah.
But who cares? You know what I mean? Like, who cares if
The NFL. The NFL cares. And if I'm a fan of what team does Stephon play for? Not the
damn,
Vikings.
who's he play for now?
I forgot.
Fuck, not the Bills. He went somewhere else.
He leaves the. Oh yeah.
Stephon Diggs. Damn, I can't believe I'm blanking on that. He got traded or something. Or signed somewhere. Oh, the Patriots. He signed with the Patriots.
If I'm a Patriots fan though, and we just got Stephon Diggs, and I'm seeing that, like,
Nah, but I'm not mad at it.
No, I'm not gonna be mad.
Why?
Because
it's the off season.
It doesn't matter.
But see, I'm a Giants fan, right?
If you test positive and now you can't, and like they put you on some type of suspension, or even then, as of right now, whether you're in season or out of season, you are still, regardless of the fact, a representation of the NFL.
See, that's so corny. Who cares?
It doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter.
Why?
You are a representation of the NFL. You're a representation of that team, of the league. So you can't be doing
representing the what? Having a good time on a boat?
Having drugs?
Who cares? Listen.
What do you mean who cares?
Who cares?
You were literally just sitting here upset talking about why do we idolize, these your Larry Hoovers, your
Hold on.
stuff.
That's a victimless crime. He's not doing nothing wrong. He's not hurting anybody.
Drugs are not a victimless crime.
He's not hurting anybody.
Drugs are not a victimless crime.
But he's not hurting anybody.
You do not know what happened once that camera turned off.
What does that mean?
Let's say, for example, one of these young ladies ended up taking those drugs.
Okay.
And then something happened to them, and now they ended up.
Is that his fault?
Did he provide the drugs? Yes.
I'm saying
if he provided the drugs, yes.
But what I'm saying, what he's doing is he's not hurting nobody with
providing drugs is
okay.
Yes,
somebody provided the drugs to him.
Okay, and he provided them somebody else.
Anyways, I don't see a problem with it. I don't see a problem with it. The NFL, who cares? Yeah. And first of all, this is where you don't think the high up executives in the NFL are doing coke.
Are they on camera?
It don't matter.
It does matter.
It does matter. No, it's not. Now you're being hypocritical.
If I can see it with my own eyes,
okay.
There are plenty of things that happen to where it's like no face, no case,
okay.
Right? But the fact that it's his face, and again, and Stephon Diggs isn't some like second string, third string linebacker that
I'm not mad at it
on the fucking Patriot, not the Patriots,
because it's the off season. You know, I'm a Giants fan. So in 2016, when Odell and them were on the boat the week before the playoffs, that's an issue. If this was in the middle of the season, he was out here doing that, I'd be like, listen, yeah, that's wild.
No.
Just because it's like you should be locked into the season and everything. It's what month is it? What is it?
May.
Man, when is not spring training, but
OTAs? I think they're going on right now.
Whatever. It don't happen till like the summertime. And he's the star player. He don't need to go to that shit.
Regardless of the fact, there's still a representation of the league. And even then, right? So let's say, for example,
but see, look, anybody that has crazy money like that. See, that's my issue with it, right? It's like all these people are pointing at Stephon Diggs or whoever that wiles out when they have money, right?
Okay.
I think every person, if they had the resources and the clout to do that type of stuff, be on a boat in the middle of the ocean with bad females and, whatever they want to do, they would be doing it. But it's the fact that they can't, they don't have the resources, and they don't got it like that. Now it's how dare he does X, Y, and Z on the boat. How dare they do that? You know what I mean? No, I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? Like,
So now,
most people would do that. You know what I mean? Maybe not the
Okay.
drug part, right?
so
That's
now
up
we're
for
talking,
debate.
but we're talking about the drugs here, right? So let's say, for example, right? Let's say you have a child,
Right.
and now your 8-year-old, or no, let's say your 15-year-old who is now in the league, is trying to work, and Stephon Diggs is his hero,
Okay.
and he wants to end up going to the NFL,
Okay.
and now he ends up shit. Well, Stephon Diggs is doing Tusi. I might as well be able to do something else.
My kid wouldn't be a
Representation.
follower. My kid wouldn't do that.
Regardless of the
I
fact,
would raise
people-
my kid.
regardless of the fact
correctly.
people have role models. People have role models, and people end up trying to
Well,
follow their role models. So
That's
if
a
your
dumbass kid then.
Okay, but kids are still kids. Kids do stupid shit. Yes, kids do dumb
You
shit.
gotta raise your kid right.
Kids do dumb shit. Like what? It's not a surprise. Kids do dumb shit.
Well, but adults do adult things too. So he's supposed to be chastised for doing adult things, and somebody just happened to have a camera. That's not his fault that somebody had a camera out. He's not.
Yes.
He's not recording him. You think he was recording himself do that? So what? He can't act like
Can't do drugs.
He can't act like you just said. The people in the NFL, if they were doing drugs, high up officials, they weren't caught on camera, so who cares? He's probably thinking that nobody's recording him or whatever. He's just living his life on a boat
Okay.
with some females and everything else. So who cares?
So
but somebody
now-
just happened to record.
So now that everything's recorded, and now that we can see you
Right.
doing that,
Nah, bro.
now you have the representation.
Nah.
Again,
No.
I could sit there and see if we're sitting here talking about in the world, if let's say it's not on camera, he's out here smoking weed or something like that. Sure, should he be doing that? Like
Right.
personally, probably
Smoking
not.
weed?
I'm just, regardless of the fact, anything. Yes, if you smoke weed, you're gonna pop and you're gonna get a fine or you're gonna get suspended.
Mm-hmm.
So there are rules and everything in place, right?
Mhm.
But let's just say, who's to say the Tusi that he got was even good? What if he got like a bad batch and now he ended up taking some shit and now he ended up dying. The other people around him ended up dying because they say Tusi is pink cocaine, but there's not even cocaine in it. It's like MDMA and like a bunch of other like concoctions like ecstasy, meth, and all that stuff. And they end up overdosing and dying.
Then, like I said, right?
People die.
Then, like I said,
It's not a victimless crime.
Then, like I said, he's an adult. He made adult choices and decisions. He's got to live with that. But in this instance,
So you're
it
sitting
probably
here saying,
that didn't
why
happen.
are they mad? Why are they mad? Yes, this is a reason to be mad. They see it. Now he has to deal with adult consequences because he was on a boat, he was recorded, and then he had a pink substance that people are interpreting as Tusi.
Right.
It may or may not even be Tusi, but let's just say, for example, it is Tusi and pink cocaine. You got to deal with those consequences. So now, if the league, the NFL sits there and they see him, hey, you were caught with a pink substance.
Right.
You got to pay this fine, or you're going to be suspended for X amount of games. Or what if we don't want to have you in the league at all?
Yeah. Nah. I mean, you're right.
Like,
I guess we can agree to disagree.
we can even say the same thing about John Morant when he was sitting there. Like, he's an American, he can have a gun, but the fact that he's all on Instagram doing the guns and all, he can't even go like
I think
this.
I think that's different though.
Why?
He
Is an American. But again, he's
It's
representation of the league, and he's sitting there doing stupid shit.
No.
There's a reason why he can't do that.
No. That's completely
Yes.
different. That's completely different, bro.
No, it's not.
That's completely different.
When you are on that level, you are not held to the same expectations and standards as everyone else.
Nah, I think it's different because the Stephon Diggs thing,
Mhm.
he thought he was in private.
Okay.
He was doing adult things thinking he was in private. John Morant is in on the court, fucking doing shooting shit and wilding out and everything else.
What about him going to the store to defend his mom because his mom was getting pressed and someone was fucking with his mom?
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, but again, that's a problem. And
How is
now
that a
he had to-
problem?
What do you mean? How's that a
How is that a problem?
The league. That was one of the reasons why he ended up getting caught up with going to jail and going to have the court cases and all that stuff.
See, but that's my thing, right? With whether it's the NFL or leagues or jobs or whatever, is people are supposed to live in these like parameters, right? Of like, oh, how dare you be a human being, right? And I don't
It
agree with
doesn't-
that.
No,
I don't agree with
if
that.
you're making, if I'm paying you millions and millions of dollars, yes, motherfucker, act in a certain way. Because I'm telling you right now, and let's just say, for example, if we ended up, podcast blows up, right? And we get a Prize Picks, FanDuel, or we get any type of sponsorship, Nike, whatever the hell, right? Apple. And we get a sponsorship and they come to us and they set these terms and they're like, hey, you know, we're paying you $200 million across the point of 10 years. We need you to act in this certain way. You know, no anti-Semitic type of, God damn that nigga. No anti-Semitic, you know, type of talk. Nothing, you know, racist, you know, nothing.
But
like,
that's different.
But I'm saying though, at that, when we are a representation of that company,
right,
we are held to a different standard than everyone else.
I
And
understand
you
what
can
you're
sit
saying,
there
but
and
that's
say,
different than.
That's not different.
How is that not different?
Because when you are a representation and people are paying you millions of dollars,
Do you think
you have to act
So you
accordingly?
think fans are going to look at him any different?
Yes.
Why?
What do you mean?
Well, they're dumbasses.
If,
then
if you're a baby face and you're sitting there and you're seen as like to be like this, like
let me tell you something. If it came out that Jalen Brunson, if they showed him in a club in New York City doing coke and partying, and he still went out here, won game 5 and dropped however many points. Better yet, Karl Anthony Towns, if he was wilding out of some club having a good time, you know what I mean? I would root for the guy harder. Yo, he parties
personally.
like that, and then goes and balls out.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
What about Johnny Manziel? That's a prime example.
Johnny Manziel was ass though.
Johnny Manziel
In the
was
league,
not,
in the NFL.
in college, he was not.
Okay, cool. If you're if he's at frat parties and he's doing keg stands and everything else, and he goes out on Saturday and balls out, I'm rooting for him harder.
Yes, but
I'm rooting for him hard.
But now
I'm like, yo, he's cool as shit. He does this wild shit and then he goes out and balls out.
okay, cool.
Now Stephon Diggs
Now,
goes out and
that
wins a
is
Super
your-
Bowl.
That
Yo,
is your.
you know who used to wild out back in the day? Dennis Rodman used to
Yes.
wild out. We weren't alive for that.
but a lot
but
of
imagine
people had a
being-
problem with that.
I have a problem.
See,
I have a
this is
problem
you-
with the people that have a problem with that.
I have a problem with the fact that you can't think outside of your own like mindset. Like
Why? It's
like,
my reality.
yeah, but see, here's the thing: you're not open to interpretation of. You're just thinking in your bubble.
No. I
think-
understand what you're saying. That you have to.
Yeah, but
you
you
have
said
to
you
abide
think
by
it's
certain
crazy that
guidelines.
other
If you're getting
people-
paid, you have certain responsibilities,
Yeah.
and you have to adhere to an organization or a company or whatever. I understand all that. I'm just saying that I disagree with that. I understand. I 100%. I 100% understand what you're saying. I just 100% disagree with that kind of thing.
But it's real though.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
the
cool.
that's the
That's-
society
that's-
we live in.
that's
I'm just
all I-
saying, me and my fandom, when I'm watching a game, that's why I said if Jalen Brunson was partying hard on a boat with women and drugs and everything else, and he went out and did this, yo, I don't care. You could do what you want.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure we were being clear at this point that reality, it's a problem. And in Demon's reality, it's not a problem.
Oh, that's
But
why
in
I was just
actual
saying it's my
reality-
opinion.
Okay, cool.
I'm just saying that's the
what I'm
reality
trying
we
to-
live in.
That's where
My
sometimes I think
opinion-
we get mixed up.
My opinion is I'm cool with all that. As
you
me
personally,
I think
but
it's
the
bullshit
world-
that the society, kind of, status quo
Yeah.
that we have to abide by is kind of like, that's kind of bullshit. Why can't people just have fun? You know what I mean? Why can't people just vibe out? You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck?
A lot of people.
We
do.
only live once, man.
You say who gives a fuck? A lot of people.
What? Oh, hey, that shit's stupid.
All right, on to our next segment. So, here is our new segment. Here's our new segment. General questions for demons. Boom. You ready?
I guess so. Let's go.
All right. So, first question of the day is how many bones do sharks have?
Damn. I know it's either like none or I'm gonna go 0.
Ding, ding, ding. You're correct.
Ooh.
Sharks have 0 bones.
Mm-hmm.
Next question. This is what's going to stump them.
Okay.
What's the deadliest animal on Earth?
Deadliest animal on Earth.
Yep.
King Cobra.
Nope.
Polar bear.
Nope.
I'm gonna give one more, and then you can. Is
Give
it
a
a
hint.
mammal?
No.
Reptile?
No.
Arachnid?
No.
Insect?
Yes.
Praying mantis?
No.
Ant?
No.
A bee?
No.
Beetle?
No.
A hornet?
No.
Wasp?
No.
An insect? A butterfly?
No.
It's probably something stupid. Go ahead.
Yeah. Mosquito.
A mosquito.
Yes.
Why? Because they suck blood?
They transmit a lot of deadly diseases.
Oh, that does make sense. Yeah, like
Yes.
malaria, West Nile.
What year was the first iPhone released?
Oh, 07.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I know that.
What two countries share the world's largest international border?
China and Russia?
Nope.
Canada and America?
Yes, ding, ding, ding.
I knew it was one of the two.
Okay. If you were at a restaurant and you were to order deer meat, what would it be called?
Venison.
Yes, ding, ding, ding. What is the highest grossing Broadway show of all time?
Wicked.
No,
Cats.
no.
Uh,
I need to get a sound up here. Just
Shakespeare.
no.
Go ahead. What is it?
The Lion
The
King.
Lion King.
The Lion King. What was the legal birth name of the boxer? Muhammad Ali.
Oh, oh my God. Why am I blanking?
What?
Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay.
There we go. Now, this next question. Let's see if you know this one.
All right.
How this is our last question of general questions for general knowledge question for Demas. How many countries are in the continent of North America?
2.
No.
How many countries?
Yes. Are in the continent of North America?
Oh, 3.
No.
The fuck?
No.
North America?
Yes. You're like really off.
Countries?
Yes. You're like really off.
Is it because Canada's like split up?
What?
Countries?
Into different provinces? Canada is one country.
In North America.
Yes.
You have Canada, America, and Mexico.
Okay.
In North America.
Yes.
I know I'm not fucking retarded. So you got
But watch your mouth.
Iceland or Greenland. That's not count. That doesn't count as North America.
No.
All right, well, tell me. How many countries?
Yes.
Go ahead. All right, go ahead. Tell me.
There are 23 countries in North
Okay,
America.
How? Okay. How?
So you got Antigua, the Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Canada, Costa Rica, Cuba, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Grenada, Guatemala, Haiti, Honduras,
Okay.
Jamaica, Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines.
That's just my ignorant American
Trinidad
mind.
and Tobago, and last but not least, the United States of America.
That's my ignorant American mind working overtime.
This man said 2. First of all, I'm not gonna lie to you. I honestly thought you were gonna say 3, and when you said 2, you threw me for a
I
loop.
forgot about Mexico.
That's why I was like, "What the fuck?" So yes, there are 23 countries. Do you have another topic?
I had one video that I
Mhm.
can put up. I actually have to
Screen record.
or AirPlay or
Screen
whatever.
mirror onto the TV.
All right, you gotta
Guy-
listen to it.
Guy crashes out on his family during New Year's party.
So a little bit of context. What I could God fucking damn it. So what I could get from the comment section,
Mm-hmm.
this guy's a stepdad.
Okay.
Okay. So
Guy's a stepdad.
It's okay. You can record me all you want. He's a fucking little scumbag.
Okay.
Just like you.
Okay.
I don't care. You can tell your father's going to go to jail too.
Okay.
Because I have video of him driving.
Okay.
Watch.
Okay.
Watch. You little. That's what you are. A little fucking bitch. Where's Daddy in Oklahoma? Where is he? Your father Jake wants nothing to do with your stupid ass. You psychopath. I'm stupid? Look at yourself. Nobody wants you. Your own mother sent you to a hospital. Don't you realize that? I didn't want any kid. And I told your nutty mother that 8 years ago. Because I saw how she acted with you. That's why, you dumbass.
Birdie, are you okay?
Daddy Dan's going to jail because I have video of him driving. Remember the alcoholic who drove with you drunk in a
First of all, the
car?
funniest part
You
was
dumb.
he called the kid a scumbag. That was hilarious. And the reason I think this is so funny is because I think as men, and we're young men, right? We
Okay.
don't have our own families yet. Or
Yeah.
whatever. But if you're a father or a stepfather, probably a stepfather a little bit worse because you might not have that same respect for the kid. Not respect, but like
The kid doesn't respect you.
well on both ends because you're not blood, right? So whether you don't look at the kid
No,
like
it's
it's
different.
what do you mean?
I have a stepmom and a stepdad
Right,
that I both respect.
Okay, right. But you grew up with them. So I'm talking about like in the instance maybe where he's kind of like maybe he's like a couple years in with these kids, right?
Okay.
And it's not like, from Jump Street with these kids, you
Mhm.
know? So maybe
I mean, I
he's
was in Jump Street with my stepdad,
but he's not okay. Well, in this situation, right? Like
Mhm.
like he might be new to this family or whatever, and you're just supposed to keep it buttoned up, right? And kind of hold strong as a man, like with your family, whether it's a step family or your real family.
Mhm.
But I wonder like the amount of like men that actually just want to like snap like this. You know what I mean? On some dumb shit. Like, like they like maybe the stepson is just wilding out all the time, right?
Mhm.
He's a pain in the ass. He just does dumb shit all the time. Like he's always getting into trouble. He's stressing them out all the time. And like how many people actually want to like react like this? But maybe they just hold it in or they don't. But then in this video, we see somebody actually kind of like react,
Mhm.
What do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you my.
And meanwhile, you have this kid hitting him in the leg with the thing.
So
Which is like a stress response, of course, right? He's probably trying to defend his brother and shit like that.
Yeah.
But then the stepdad just yokes the thing out.
So I'm gonna tell you my response on this, right?
Uh-huh.
So even if we go back to let's start off rip, right? The child hitting him with the mop.
Right.
It's problem number one. When you are when you're a parent, right? You raise your kid in a certain way, right? That's first things first. If I'm this man in this video, right? If I'm with a woman and she's allowing her child to do that to me,
That's true.
that's a
Yeah, she's
problem
just sitting
right there.
back recording.
She's just recording.
Yeah.
First of all, this is problem number one. As the man of the house, your wife has a certain level of respect for you,
Yeah.
and you have a certain level of respect for her. And with that being said, the woman that I choose to marry, at no point, especially because I'm not going to discipline her kids. It's
Right.
her responsibility,
Yeah.
or whatever. And now she asked me to step up. I'm still never going to I'll never put my hands on another man's child.
Right.
It's probably, hey, punishment, turn off the Wi-Fi, some stupid shit like that. But I'll never put my hands on another man's child.
Right.
Because I would never want a man to put his hands on my child, right?
Right.
So, with that being said, if you see the fact that she's seen her child hitting him with the mop, that's problem number one. That's problem number one. That's all it would have took. Yo, let's get out of this situation.
Right.
That he already needs to leave that, right?
Uh-huh.
So let's go back to him arguing with the child. You're a grown ass man. You at no point need to be arguing with a child. I'm not going back and forth with the child. I'm not going to deem a child with the response or me trying to have a conversation with him as if he's an adult or argue with a child at all.
Right.
I'm not gonna fucking do that. I'm a grown ass man. I pay for the fucking bills. Do you want to keep eating, motherfucker? Do you want to keep having your phone paid for?
Yeah.
Do you want to keep having clothes put on your back or keep doing all this other shit?
Right.
All right, well, you better motherfucking act right. We're not about to keep fuck no. I'm a grown ass man. I'm not going back and forth with a child like that.
Yeah.
But regardless of the fact, right? The fact, like, my dad would never let me disrespect another adult in that matter, right?
Right.
Just because my dad raised me with respect. So my stepdad's been in my life for 17 years. I've never disrespected my stepdad. And I've never disrespected my stepmom. You know, because both of my parents raised me with a certain level of respect, you know, for people in general.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, again, I can see if that man was attacking the older kid, then yeah, sure, you know, go ahead, defend them, you know, do all this extra, do all the other shit, sure, But your kid's just randomly hitting me, you just gonna sit there, your first thought is, oh yeah, let me keep holding my phone to record?
Right.
Fuck no.
Yeah, I just I just showed you that video to see what you would think about that. Because I have more of a juvenile,
it's
kind
ridiculous.
of whatever. You're more mature.
It's ridiculous. It's bad parenting, you know, on both ends. It's him talking out of a certain level of hurt, you know, and disrespect that he's feeling, you know.
Yeah.
It's utterly ridiculous. It's adults acting like children and children not having a good household to where there's enough respect in play for that. So that's what that is. It's every single person in that video was wrong as hell.
Right.
All right.
You got anything else?
I do. I got one last topic. And this is where I was mentioning earlier about the whole, like, if we were in the situation, it would get sadistic, right?
Mm-hmm.
A convicted child molester was shot as he tried to rape a 12-year-old girl in a hotel room, Indiana authorities say. It was the victim's mother, according to an affidavit filed in the Marion County, that fired the shot May 24th at Bruce Pierce. It was classified as a sexually violent predator by the Marion County sheriffs. So Indianapolis police officers were dispatched to a Baymont Inn for an attempted rape call. They soon learned that the man accused of committing that act had been shot and was taken to a hospital, authorities said.
So it was the guy's mom that was getting assaulted?
No. It was a 12-year-old.
Okay.
So it was a 12-year-old was in the room with this grown-ass man, I guess.
Okay.
Apparently the 12-year-old was communicating with the guy online and on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that he was trying to convince her to, like, run away with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess something happened, and then they ended up meeting up at the hotel room, and the mom, like, heard them, like, on the through the door or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, what happened? Pierce began grabbing her arms, putting them to the side bed as he began to ripping her clothes off. And the victim's mother said she heard her child say, no, no, no. As she returned to the room, police say she opened the door to discover that Pierce was on top of her daughter with her tank top and underwear ripped, according to the court documents. So the mother shot him, and her and the daughter ran away from the hotel before calling the police. And when the detective showed up, there was blood on the walls and on the floors. There were several blood-covered items in the vicinity of the spent shell casings, live rounds.
So the mother shot the guy.
The mother shot the guy.
So long story short, you're saying what?
There was a guy. He was charged.
Did she got charged?
No, I'm saying this guy. He was charged with attempted rape, attempted child molesting.
So he survived the shooting.
Yeah, unlawful possession of a firearm by a serious violent. That's the thing. He put the gun on the bed before he started doing all the things to the kid.
Right.
Unlawful possession of a firearm by a serious violent felon and criminal confinement of a victim under 14 years.
And what did she get charged with?
It doesn't say anything.
Okay.
For her.
So what's the point?
No, I'm saying like that happened. Like this mom like went out and like defended her child, and like I'm right there with her. I don't think anything negative should happen to her. You know, I do think she probably should have got arrested.
Why?
Regardless of the fact.
Why, man?
When you shoot someone
I don't feel like having this conversation with you again.
we,
But how?
we had the conversation.
How? Why would she get arrested? Why would her actions would be fully
Now,
justified?
listen, absolutely. And I'm not saying that she doesn't have to. I'm not saying go to jail. In no way am I saying she should go to jail. Absolutely not. She did the right thing. She did what any mother would do. She did exactly what I probably would have gone worse. But exactly what any sane human being would have done in that situation. They hear their 12-year-old child on the other end, and they hear their child screaming no while a grown-ass man is attacking them.
Right.
Fuck yeah, I'm emptying the clip in this nigga, bro. I'm probably going to pack in another round and shoot this nigga on the floor. Still got to get, you still got to get arrested. Still got to get taken down to the station. Still got to get a statement, everything that happened, and that get the affidavit down, and then DA comes, say, hey, we're not pressing charges. We're not going to go with charges. Cool, boom, you go home.
Right.
I'm thinking the process of what should have happened in that.
Right.
Still initially got to get arrested. You might be able
I forgot your
you might got to be able to
I forgot you ride with the shield, man.
It has nothing
Blue
to do.
lives matter,
It
man.
I'm just saying there's a process for things. There's a process for things.
You criticize Colin Kaepernick, man. I forgot.
You keep saying that about me, and I was one of the ones that during school I used to not stand up.
You got the Blue Lives Matter bumper sticker on your shit on the Nissan, bro. I'm gonna take a picture and put it on the page.
Okay, and when you take a picture, and the only sticker I have on my car is a Supreme sticker that's old as hell.
Yeah.
That's it.
Blue Lives Matter, baby.
There's not no blue lives, nothing. I'm trying to tell you, bro. No.
All right, we're gonna close this bad boy out real quick. Unless you got something else. I got one more thing.
I don't got nothing else. I feel
else?
like that I ride with mom. She did exactly what she should have done. That man deserves to be put in the pits of hell, the bottom of hell, everything. That shit is disgusting, and I hope he gets his ass taken in jail.
All right, so
what is this?
I don't know if you listen to clips, Pusha T, Malice.
I dabble a little bit in Pusha T.
Okay.
Pause.
Today they just announced a what do you call it? Actually, I'm gonna clip this up.
Clip what up?
What do you call it? So, anyways, Pusha T, right? Clips. You don't listen to him like that, right?
I mean, I'm aware of them back in the day.
Right.
Fucking, I've seen No Malice at Best Buy when I used to work there.
Yeah, I see him at Harris Teeter all the time.
Yeah, I sold him a laptop. I've shooken hands with Malice, and I sat there, shook his hand, and I was like, all right, man, I see you have something in the water.
So
thinking he'd tell me, I'll get you backstage passes.
Hell
Didn't happen.
nah.
Didn't happen.
Like, who's this weird motherfucker right here?
Yeah.
Kept going grocery
I
shopping.
had to ask for his phone number to get his rewards account.
Uh-huh.
Bro looked at me like I asked for his social. I was like, bro, it's just for the rewards, bro.
But today they announced a new album coming out July 11th, which has been kind of long awaited. It's been rumors for the past, I want to say, year or two.
I thought
that they were gonna drop it.
I thought he stopped doing music.
Who, Malice?
Yeah.
Well, he was got into religion and whatnot, so he did one or two Christian albums or Christian rap. I'm not really into that for real, but I like my rap ignorant as shit. But he came back.
Okay.
I guess to
what does it say? Culturally appropriate?
no, that's not the name of the album. Name of the album is Let God Sort 'Em Out. But this is the intro, not the intro, but the promotional video.
Okay.
So
Well, let's read what it said real quick before you play in it.
It's a video here.
Well, I was gonna read the post, but I can't hear anything.
I'll turn it up.
Oh, culturally inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Produced by Pharrell, the album.
That's amazing.
Comes out July 11th.
I just seen the scope.
Mm-hmm.
Louis.
Yeah, and the album was actually recorded in Louis Vuitton headquarters in Paris. I don't know if it was Paris, but I know it was France.
Yeah, Pusha is hard as fuck though. Pause.
Consider yourself lucky if our paths never cross. Except luck isn't real, or sadly, justice.
Some stuff looks familiar. Snowfall.
So we'll see. I mean,
July
I've been
11th,
I've been looking forward to it.
about a week after my birthday.
But like to your point, I mean, Pusha T. I know it's kind of cliche to say that,
What?
given where we're at, where we're from. A lot of people kind of like, oh, pushing Pharrell is the greatest or whatever. But he's actually genuinely like one of my favorites. Like even in high school before, I was kind of aware that he was like from here and whatnot. Like when he was with Kanye and the whole, Cruel Summer and everything else. Like I was like, yeah, So
I didn't realize that or whatever. Like my dad said he was been in the club while they were in the club, like out
back
at
in
the
the day?
oceanfront. Yeah. So I was like, and apparently they like showed up wearing like all white on some like cool nigga shit. So I don't know. My girl's mom apparently is like family or something like that. Like she's like known Pharrell or whatever,
Right.
and all that stuff. Like several conversations like while he was growing up and all that
Hell
stuff.
yeah.
Like they like knew each other, like first name basis, all that shit. So like it's just like it's crazy to think like people of like that stature, like
came from here.
walk these same streets. Like to think
Shit, Harris Teeter. You know what I mean? Like we was just saying.
Yeah, but
or
like,
Best Buy or whatever.
Malice is like,
What do you mean? I mean, he Pusha T kind of went, kind of kept going and he fell back, but he's still in the mix, with Pharrell and all them.
I mean, yeah.
But anyway, what you were saying with Pusha T and shit,
What?
I forgot what you were saying. But yeah, man, Pusha T, man, he's fucking, like even when he was going back and forth with Drake.
Oh yeah,
like his shit is just straight venom, man. That's why, like, when he gets into this like that evil shit, he be rapping like in the open air and like just off the top of my
I
head,
like the
just
drug
like when he
dealer.
really.
I like the drug dealer shit too. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
Oh,
like
that shit's hard,
18
bro.
wheelers with him and Benny the Butcher.
Yeah. I'm telling you,
man.
Nah, Push, man. He's bro. I'm telling you,
I've seen
he's
him.
one of the hardest out for real.
I went to every Something in the Water that they've had so far.
Yeah.
And I've seen him perform like at each one.
Yeah.
And it's like there's so many people around that are like so like fully aware of his catalog.
Yeah.
So seeing people sing along with him is great, but like
Right.
even like seeing him like listening to music, it's like it's great. Like I love the music. It's great. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So
Nah, yeah, I'm excited for this though. Executive
definitely
produced
am
by
too.
Pharrell, like most of his stuff.
yeah, it's
And
gonna be
we'll see, man. But July 11th, hopefully they come out during that Cousins
festival.
festival. You know what I mean? Do a song or two. I'm gonna be there. So shit, if they come out and do one or two songs off the album, that'd be pretty dope. I'd be surprised if they didn't.
July
Just
11th.
off the strength,
What day is July 11th?
It's got to be a Friday. Albums always come out on Friday. So.
Not necessarily. I've been seeing some people doing some Tuesday albums, some Tuesday releases. Like I think Tyler the Creator's last album was a Tuesday release. But you're right. This is a Friday album. So,
anyways, I figured
my birthday's on a Thursday, so
I'd just throw that up. You know what I mean? For us
This
to
might be
look at.
cool. We could
Do like one of those listening things, right?
we could potentially do one. It's just you and me couldn't listen to it throughout that day though.
Why not? Oh, I
We gotta
see
get
what you're
live
saying.
reactions and things like that.
We got to get. I think Darian would be down to
Like a watch
join for this.
well listening party, like a reaction.
Yeah, he'll sit right here with us. I know because Darian's into clips and shit like that too. So, I'm pretty sure he'd be down.
That might be good. I'd be interested in doing that. Just listening to it, I think it'll be great. Like I said, I listen to him. I'm not gonna say like I'm like the biggest fan,
Right.
but that's just if it's on. Like I've been in the barbershop and like Quam, Quam will play that shit,
Right.
and it's just like shit's going, shit's and
Yeah.
it's cool. I like it. I think that's my first time hearing 18 Wheels was in the barbershop because Kwame was playing that shit.
That's your only. That's the only song you know about.
That's
Pusha
like
T?
my bro. I can go
You keep
word
naming that shit.
word for word, bar for bar, like with that song. I've listened to it like that much. I like genuinely enjoy it. I think that's what like got me on like Benny the Butcher,
Right.
you know, West Side Gun, all that stuff. West Side Gun, there's another one. Conway. I was
Conway
like,
the Machine.
Yeah, I was like, oh, come on, I gotta say the third member of Griselda. Oh, Lordy. You got anything else?
Shit, that's about it. We're about almost 2 hours in now.
I mean, we still gotta cut the first like 15 minutes because you was fucking breaking everything. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it was episode 16 of Shooting the Shit podcast. Woo, 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 woo. We appreciate you guys, you know, tuning in. You know, again, as always, like, comment, subscribe, share with your mom, your dad, your ex, girlfriend, your current girlfriend, your side man, your side girl, you know, any and everybody, your cat, your dog, your water bottle. I know y'all see me drinking this damn plastic water bottle and not a Saratoga. I know it's disappointing. Sorry, I didn't have any Saratogas today. Back to what I was saying, though. Yes, share to any and everybody. Comment. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching. On that note, we out. Bang, boom, bye. See you, nigga.